Courage and Chaos. I'm Felicia.
I'm Tracy.
Oh my god, it's already starting. Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, welcome to Courage and Chaos. Where it's real moms talk about everything: perimenopause to children or adult children. I still have one teeny bopper. To dogs, husbands,
Random life.
everything.
Ugh.
Just everything.
Mostly perimenopause, probably, because we're all suffering right now.
Like, we were supposed to meet up last week, and
the week before, and the week before, and the week before.
Well, last week was really bad because I thought it was on Tuesday. I even texted her and asked her, and we just had a full-blown conversation. I don't even think we got an answer about it. I don't even know, because that's how we go. We just kind of randomly just keep going.
I just answered, yeah, we're still on, thinking that it was for Wednesday still, and you thought it was Tuesday.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, whatever. So, yeah,
so she probably waited for me that whole time, and I wasn't.
Yeah, I was just like, whatever, she might.
It's called brain fog.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to be rude. I was just like, what happened?
It was like, she was so confused, and I'm like waiting to come tomorrow. And the next day, and
then she's like, hey, are we still on? And I'm like, huh? I'm like, that was
yesterday. It was her fault, though.
Yeah.
It was not mine.
No, it was totally mine.
I had the text message.
Yeah, she's like, showing me. She's like,
it was not me.
Dude. And I'm like, yep, you're right. I mean, now I'm busy.
The brain fog is legit.
Oh my god, it is so real.
It is so bad. I'm ready to get off of this roller coaster for sure.
I'm gonna have to like invest in Post-its and mini notepads.
If my phone goes off the alarm, it's because I needed to remember to do something, and if it doesn't have an alarm, I will not remember. And if I don't hit snooze, when I go, I actually physically have to be doing it before I shut the alarm off. Otherwise, I'll walk into the room and go, "What was I supposed to do when I got in here?" Oh my god,
it happens to me a million times, and both of our jobs that we have, our careers, involve us getting distracted a million different ways. So that's not helping. So I have
100%.
Yep. So I actually have a notepad that I carry around at work because of everything that's going on.
I have Post-it notes everywhere. I think people think I've got dementia or something.
I was gonna say that my house is gonna start looking like that.
It's terrible because it's literally like.
And do you have a note to remind you of a note of a note to a note? Because I do too.
I have a reminder in my phone to remind me to look at the calendar that has the note on it because otherwise I won't remember to look at the calendar, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? But I was like Googling symptoms of perimenopause and talking, and other women were commenting. They're like, the brain fog is like legit bad.
It is so bad.
Like, you feel so stupid. Yeah. And you're just like, I feel like I have dementia.
Yeah. Well, and I've almost, like I said in our last podcast, I believe, was I thought about actually getting tested because it is so bad that I've actually, at this point right now where it was like a 1 month span and probably still off and on depending upon, but like I was forgetting conversations I've had with my associates.
Yeah.
I'll like have a whole conversation again. I'll bring up like, I don't know, let's just make up a scenario. Hey, so-and-so, you're moving here and there. And they're like, we already talked about this last week. What? They're like, you don't remember? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
My husband's doing it too. So I honestly think it's the things that the government is dumping on us, all the chemicals and crap that like we're all just being done. Because both my boys are having trouble remembering things. And I'm like, why are we all like...
Phil's being forgetful. He's hating
not remembering anything. But there's some herbal supplements and stuff that you can take that I'm starting to take right now that are helping a little bit. I've noticed a little bit where I'm like, okay, well, I didn't forget that. Because it's like, I'm just going to be like, I'm going to forget.
I've been playing Sudoku. Help work
it's just brain exercise, but you gotta give your body some of the nutrients and stuff that it needs. But it's all those... A lot of those microplastics and stuff. There's a Netflix show called The Plastic Detox. Okay,
so I need to see this because I have heard about it on TikTok, but I have not watched it.
I haven't watched the whole thing yet because I'm like...
what the name is.
Plastic Detox. And it's about reproductive... Like, it's 6 couples that were having trouble having babies, but it gives you the whole rundown on the toxic plastic chemicals. And
that makes sense.
A lot of it I already knew, but it's like it's shocking to me.
Well, it's like...
everything that we touch, our clothes has plastics in it, our food, they're even dropping it from the air, any kind of air fresheners, all of those things, putting
probably
plastics
my candle.
Plastics into your bodies and stuff. I don't burn any candles. I don't have air fresheners. My kid will do it, and my husband will do it, and I'll be like, do it downstairs because I don't want it upstairs. I'm like, I will spray one spray of something if I have a stinky diaper or something that has to be changed. But
that's just like me, like our studios in my basement. Now you guys all know. So I have an older home, so like before she comes or whatever like that, or even when a friend comes or whatever, I'll just like hurry up and turn it on, and then we'll shut it off pretty quick here because we don't. Because I do notice, like, if my candles burn for too long,
I don't do anything.
I get it.
I get headaches.
You get headaches. Get it's like right here, no lie, like right here.
Yeah, because that's and that plastic detox was actually telling you that the average human has enough microplastics in their brain to make a plastic spoon. Isn't that terrible?
Dude, I need to watch this.
But it gets in your organs, it gets in all of your body, and it's like they're finding it, and it's like, okay, so what do we do about it?
And then you get it out? Did you hear about the arsenic thing going on right now too?
No, but I probably already know.
A bunch of things are getting recalled right now for arsenic in it, and it's enough arsenic to like
kill you. Yeah, it's like in everything, and it's like I feel like they're just. I'm a conspiracy theorist, so you're gonna hear that from me sometimes. Where I'm like, because I just feel like the more things go on, the more those conspiracy theories have kind of come true, where it's like,
well, absolutely,
depending on what side of the aisle you're on, I don't really give a crap what side you're on. It's, you're going to look at it however you're going to look at it, but I'm like, if they're coming out with the science now of the COVID shot didn't do any of those things, well, now they're finding out these studies that they're doing studies where they tested all these kids and all these kids, and none of these kids have this problem, and all these kids have this problem, and they all got it and they didn't, or whatever it is. How legit are they? I don't know. I'm gonna look into it. I just feel like I need to do some research on some of those things because I've been doing homeopath for 20 years. Doesn't mean I don't use Western medicine. I had to go today because I had some weird. This is really bad. I had some weird spot on my boob. I had a mammogram in February.
Yep.
Well, now I've had this spot for a while and it's been there for a couple of years. So I was like. Well, it didn't flag on the mammogram, but then I'm like, I get out of the shower one day, I'm like, what in the heck is that? When I'm like, I was trying to explain it to the nurse when you call there because they, they triage you on the phone before they even schedule the appointment and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't know how to explain it to you other than it looks kind of like it's a plugged duct or pore, and it looks like a pimple underneath the skin, but
it's not.
It's not, and it's hard, like kind of like a pebble, but I don't really know, and it's on my nipple versus, like. I don't know how to explain it to you.
So what did they think it was?
It was exactly what I thought it was. It was a plugged mammary gland or a sebaceous gland or whatever is what she thinks. Because she goes, I don't see any reason to be worried about it. Because they were going to do an ultrasound on it. And she's like, I really don't think we need to. I'm like, well, I'm not going to pay them thousands of dollars to do this ultrasound. Tell me something that I already knew. Because I'm like, it's been there. I go, I know for at least 2 years, if not longer.
Right.
And it's never flagged. I go, it just looked different. But what we kind of determined is that it's probably working its way closer to the surface, maybe, so it looked different.
Right.
And she goes, it happens all the time. And I was just like, I just didn't want to Google it because I didn't want to find out, like, on the internet.
Google always says that you're dying.
Well, because, I mean, my anxiety makes me, I'm already always dying, so there's that. But
and plus, Google does tell us that.
I try not to Google too many things because I go down big, dirty, nasty rabbit holes.
Rabbit holes? Oh, my God. You open up one tab into another tab.
Well, I got on this Facebook page the other day. It's called The Rabbit Hole. It's legit The Rabbit Hole. And I was like,
did you join it?
I did. I'm like,
I'm looking at it.
I'm like proceeding with caution because I was like, some of the things people post, I'm like, do I really want to know this? Because it's like, you've heard of it. Right. It's a conspiracy theory. And you're kind of like, I really want to go down this rabbit hole of what am I going to find, because some things once you see or read or whatever, you cannot unsee or read any of it. So for me, it's I have to proceed with caution because I'm like, I would get on it and then I'd be like 6 hours later. It's kind of like when I go on TikTok, I was like, I'm just gonna look at a couple things. You look up and it's 3 hours later. I'm like, what did I just do with my life?
Yeah, that's what happens to me.
That's why
especially on the weekends. I'm just like, I'm just gonna see what they can do to help me spruce up certain spots in my house. So I'm like, wow.
3 hours later,
I went to hair to nails to gardening to vegetable garden.
What kind of carpet do I need?
Yeah.
That's the perimenopause we're getting that you were supposed to be looking for home decor.
When all of a sudden it's like total different direction.
Well, the lack of sleep does not help, and the hot flashes are like legit bad. But yeah, honestly, I will take the hot flashes over the mood swings and the brain fog any day.
So far, I've gotten lucky with the mood swing thing, but if I'm like extremely exhausted, I'll get moody. But that seems to be like kind of a normal person thing anyway.
So my homeopath called me the other day. She goes, I was thinking about you, and I'm like, maybe she saw my Facebook post, because I went on a Facebook rant the other day where I was just like, y'all, I just, like, I'm literally like, somebody feel bad for me, like, it was supposed to be funny because all I can do is laugh about it at this point, because if I'm not crying, I would rather be laughing, but I cry a lot. Like, it's a lot all the time over nothing. Like, I thought about something that happened 27 years ago that shouldn't even be sad, but I'm still crying about it because it was 27 years ago, and how am I that old,
And that's when we were talking about the flashback thing.
Oh my gosh.
I kid you not, I'm driving to work, and I go back to, like, the 80s, 90s mix, and I'm like, oh my god, high school, and then I start thinking about this and that, prom, or just certain conversations you had with certain people, and you're like, why wasn't it even there? And all of a sudden you're like, well, what happens if it would happen this way and this way and this way?
All the what ifs. It's like you just want to go through this whole gamut of things, like you're dying tomorrow, and you want to figure out all the things that you probably could happen. Because I mean, some days I do feel like I'm dying. Like the brain fog was so bad, like about a week and a half ago. It was so, like, I legit thought I had a brain tumor. So I got onto ChatGPT because I was like, what is wrong with me? Because I'm like, I knew it was brain fog, but it was like, it just was not subsiding. It had been like a week, and I was just like, I couldn't put words together that I needed to put together, and I was like, am I having a stroke? Do I have a brain tumor? I can't remember anything. And I'm like, you're just in this all on, like, foggy haze where you're just like, it's like a really bad headache, even though you don't necessarily have the pain, and you're just stuck there. And it's just like,
I feel like a zombie.
You just don't want to do anything. You have no motivation to do anything. And the poor husbands just do not understand. And they're like, why are you laying around? Because I freaking don't care. I just don't care.
And that's another thing too. The lack, like, I love my family to death and everything, but it's the lack of interest. Is that the perfect word to say? Like, I was one of those people that would come home after work, and you'd always be doing something to finish something, so you wouldn't have to do anything on the weekend, and you can just enjoy some peaceful family time or whatever. Now I am dead all night after work, and I'm dead all weekend, and I'm like, wow, that was productive.
I did nothing. I watched Netflix for 16 hours today because I don't care, but yet you're supposed to get up, exercise, move your body to make it better, but yet you have so much lack of motivation. Like, it's this, like,
there's no fire.
Devious cycle of terribleness where you're like, okay, exercise and diet and all these things work, and I'm like, exercise, every freaking joint in my body hurts right now. My legs are swelling because I don't know. They can't, they're like, well, that's probably paramount.
Just your fingers and everything, your elbows.
Frozen shoulder. Like, I have this thing going on with my shoulder right now. I mean, I went and got a massage on Friday because I was off Friday. And I told the girl, I said, you're going to have to crank on it. I said, because it's an hour long, it's supposed to be full body. I'm like, you're not going to get past my neck and shoulders. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, seriously, you will not get past my neck and shoulders. I said, I haven't had a massage in years that has gotten past mid-back. Like, what they do or whatever. I couldn't freaking move the next day. I sat on the heating pad all day and watched Netflix. So I was like, I cannot move. Because I told her, I said, you need to crank it out. Because I'm like, I couldn't even, like, my husband touched my neck and he was like, what is that? I'm like, that would be my muscles. Because that's where I hold all of my stress. And my chiropractor's like trying to yank things in, but it's like the muscles were so tight. And I'm like, I'm probably going to have to get a massage every other week just to keep up with it at this point.
And there's this one guy that comes to our workplace who can literally get rid of my sciatic nerve pain in not even a minute.
They know what they're doing.
He knows these certain pressure points on your body. And it just, and I'm like, oh. So now my body's just been super sore, not only because of perimenopause,
but it lets out all the toxins and it starts to relax the muscles. Like, so I'm starting to get tight back up in here, but right where this bone is right here, the one that sticks out way up here, was like hunched back almost because everything was pushed in so much. And I'm like, you couldn't even touch it without me just going. And so I was just, I mean, she was in their elbows, and they use these things called core stones. I mean, she was just like, and I'm like, I don't care, man, just crank it out. And I said, I have a high pain tolerance.
We've been through child labor.
She was literally like this. I was watching her feet, and her feet were like in this position. She was like,
she's like tackling.
She was breathing through it, and I was trying not to laugh. Because some of it was like quite painful, but then it was like she'd get to a spot and it would go snap, 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 because the muscle was. And it was like, I go out to sign on the thing to pay, and she's like, you were right. It's all in your neck and your shoulders. And I was like, you think? I'm like, I know, trust me. I'm like, I used to have a friend that used to come to my house to give me a massage, and she would do 2 hours and not even get past
the top
here because it was so bad.
I should really book our massages that we had. We got gift certificates to go to a massage, and we still have not used them. We've had them for 2 years.
Where at?
I think it's Massage MB.
I go to Elite. One of my clients owns Elite. And there's one right down the street from my house. Right there, and I'll go. And it's like they've changed it up now, where you just pay for the time basically, and they give you 2 add-ons, so you can pick like hot towels or core stones or whatever. Yeah, I picked hot towels, right? Because I was like, ooh, that's gonna be great. I climb on the bed to get in there, and they have the heater in there. Yeah. She comes in with the hot towels. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to wait on the hot towels. I'm
already hot.
I'm having a hot flash. She goes, well, I can turn the bed down. I'm like, yes, you're probably gonna do that. Otherwise, I'm gonna get hot and pass out or something. Yeah. Because I was like, no, this is not the time to have a hot flash. Because it's like, you don't know how long it's going to last.
No, you don't.
And for me, sometimes it's like so many an hour. Yeah. Or it's none. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like,
God, it feels so good when it just goes away. I've actually thought about buying, hopefully they're out there, like mini ice packs to go around your wrist. Because
nothing works, man.
I'm hoping and praying. It's just for even bedtime.
I have a few supplements that I've started that seem to be taking some of the edge off, because I actually had like 3 really good days today. I'm kind of starting to feel the brain fog come back a little bit, so it's kind of like, but my homeopath she called me up and she goes, I've been thinking about you. This is where I was going with that before I tell her how it's messy. I can't remember. She has this hormone test that she gets from a company that she wants you to use, because when doctors do blood tests, you don't get a very accurate reading, because it only takes the amount in your blood at that moment. Right. So you can get a saliva test, so they have you spit into this thing on random times throughout the day to try to get what your levels are, I emailed her today and go, well, I go, should I be waiting to take this test when I get it? So like when it's a really bad day, because I go, if I take it right now, I feel like I'm kind of mostly level, and then I'm wasting this test, because it was expensive. It was like, it was on sale for like $250. Right. But I'm like, we talked about me doing it like a year ago.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to do it. Right. Because because the company will make compounded bioidentical hormones for you, which I probably won't do. But at least at this point, I can tell where my hormones are.
Yeah, that would be
so you just pay for the test. They'll compound it for you, and then you just do it, whatever it is they tell you to do. But you can treat it with supplements and things like that too, which is the route I'm going to go, because I tried a bioidentical once and it did not go well. I ended up back in the breast clinic again with a big giant cyst in my, boob. And I really just don't want to go down that road again. No. Plus my whole family has died of stroke. So I kind of like, I feel like I've made it this far without doing it. I'm like to the end. They're like, you got to be to the end here.
And then all of a sudden it's like stroke.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. So I'm trying really hard just not to do it that way, because I just feel like it's not the best route for me, and it would probably be a whole lot easier and not as torturous. But in my mind, I would worry the entire time because of the experience I had with doing it the other way in the first place, So people think that bioidentical is not synthetic, but it technically is synthetic, because you can't recreate human estrogen, human progesterone. You can't do it without some kind of a synthetic way to do it. So it's technically still synthetic.
That's what I was thinking too.
In my mind, I mean, there's foods in it that can mimic different things, like wild yam and different like soy products, and those things can do mess up things too. But if you know what you're targeting, it might be helpful. Right. So in my mind, if I take the test, at least we'll see what's up, because people don't realize it's not just estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. You have DHEA, you have cortisol, you have
cortisol
a whole bunch of other ones. And cortisol can mimic a lot of things, which when you're in this phase just kind of sucks, because you get thick around the middle, thick everywhere in your legs. Yeah. People like me who have been very fit their entire life, all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, what is going on right now? Yeah. And it doesn't matter what you do. There's not a single thing you can do about it to stop it, other than diet and exercise. But you can't exercise the same way you did when you were 20 years old.
No,
you have
everything's so much different.
You need protein. You need to walk, and you need to add a little bit of weight training, but you can't lift heavy weights, and you can't do
Well, you want to be
you can't do massive amounts of cardio because all you're doing is upping your cortisol stress hormone, making it worse. So instead of losing weight by doing all this and shit, sweating your ass off every 5 seconds, you're literally creating stress. So the hormone goes up instead of down, and it's like this whole big whatever. And everybody's like,
"Have you ever thought about trying HotWorks?"
Yep. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm iffy when it comes to hot things because sometimes I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
Same here. So I was like, yeah, it'd be great to kind of sweat some more extra stuff off.
I sweat enough with the hot flashes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Like my hair.
And then I itch everywhere because everything itches. Like itch all the time.
Oh my god.
Random places.
My legs, and they're not dry.
It's awful. You just itch.
I just itch.
Or you have this one patch and you're just like, why am I so scratchy?
And then you look down and you scratch yourself so hard that you bruised.
I actually bruised on my legs because I did that. Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, what are those straight bruises?
Or you get the fat pockets that are estrogen fat pockets because of the hormones shifts, and it's like, do I have lipoma or do I have like, because I actually talked to my doctor and I was like, do I have like lipedema or something? Because it's these pockets of fat that hurt. She goes, it's probably estrogen based because you get that because I get bruises on my legs just by running into something like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that from? And she's just like, they run all the blood tests, so there wasn't anything that flagged in there as bad. She's
I bruise
like, it's
so
gotta
easy
be.
now. It's so bad.
It's the estrogen fluctuation.
I freaking have no idea where they even come from. Actually,
and it's my arm. It's mostly my legs, but I'll get it on my arms and legs. If you start getting on your body, then you really have to worry about it. But
my legs. I'm like, I didn't even run into anything.
Yeah, it's the estrogen swings.
And like one was so big once, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm like, she ran me through the gamut because I was like, these are my concerns. Because she started booking me every 3 months to go see her because there are so many symptoms of what is going on. Like you Google weird perimenopause symptoms, and I have every freaking one of them. And she's like, that's crazy. Because I'm like, this is happening. I don't know if it's normal.
Right.
I don't know why it's there or what's happening with this or whatever. And it's just weird, random things. Like my vision has been changing, and it's like,
I thought I was going diabetic.
Well, that whole thing.
I kid you not, because like even like my glasses right now, they're weak, and I'm like, even my contacts.
Yeah, no, it's
weak.
Probably the.
And if I blink and squint, then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, there's a clear vision. I'm like, well, that shouldn't be happening.
The brain fog, like I was telling you a week and a half ago, was so bad, and I thought I had a brain tumor. I have a lazy eye. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't. And if I have anything like a sinus related thing, I cannot get my brain to like catch up to it.
Right.
Because I've had it my entire life. So it's like actually have 2 lazy eyes. I won't show you because it's really weird. But
my niece had that surgery.
The left one is very lazy sometimes, but my brain has compensated. So like when I'm looking straight ahead at something, what I'm looking at, I only see one. But sometimes in the peripheral, I'll see doubles of something because of just the way it is. And if my sinuses get too weird, sometimes it gets worse.
Right.
We'll add the brain fog to that, and I was like, I literally couldn't focus on anything. I made an eye appointment because I was like, maybe the guy will tell me I have a brain tumor or something in there or an ocular or something is going on. I go in there, he's like, nope, you got perfect far vision 20/20. He goes, should go up a little bit on your readers. He goes, but other than that, it's fine. And I was like, what about the lazy eye? He goes, it's probably tired from trying to read something too close without the right prescription. I was like, okay, well, I'm not dying then. Great.
That's good. I made it.
Because it was so bad, and normally it just kind of clears up, and, because I've had it before, but it's like, right now there are so many strange things going on, like, it takes a mental toll. And I mean a mental toll. I don't even know anymore.
For me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm going to type this in, and then
and then your whole feed's full of that, and you're like, yep, okay, other women have the same
problem. I know, then you got to flick through the thing and erase history and all this other
stuff. Well, then it's like, what's for you is not the same for somebody else. But for me, it's more of like, does this happen in perimenopause? Or I'll put in this symptom.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I go, this symptom in perimenopause to see if it pops up that it's something that could be related. Because that way I don't freak out as much.
Well, the symptoms are so close to other crap.
Right.
Like, I have PCOS, so I have a good potential of becoming diabetic with it, I guess. So anyway, like with the vision changing, and having all of a sudden like a blurry moment or whatever with my glasses or with my contacts in, I'm just like, shit is happening. So then I'm like, okay, signs of diabetes again. And then I'm just like, wait, this is signs of perimenopause too.
Yeah, it's literally like legit bad. And that's why it's so hard. And that's why my doctor is very good because she knows me. because I hate going to doctors I don't know. Like I had to go to the eye doctor because of the vision. I had to go back to the breast doctor again, and it was just like I'm just going to the ones I know because I do not want to have to go to the walk-in. Because I went to the walk-in for the eye thing at first because I was freaked out so bad. My mom had to take me because I was like, I'm probably dying. I'm like, my vision's just so bad, and then like whatever, and I was just like, I'm freaking old. And I'm like, my mom's going with me to the clinic because I was just like, I don't want to go sit there by myself because I'm just going to talk myself into all these terrible things.
Right. Hey, she was a trooper and she went with.
The doctor did say, he goes, well, you are kind of inflamed in this area and there. So I'm like, I wasn't like, I wasn't making it up in my head. Like it was legit there. Yeah, I actually had something going on, which I figured, but it was like, normally I kind of would have just wrote it out, but it was so bad that I was just like, and the brain fog on top of it. I think the brain fog is what made it so bad. Is that I just couldn't get my head around that I'm not dying right now because it's literally that. And I actually asked ChatGPT one day about because I was just sitting there, the kids were napping or something, so I was just messing around and I was saying something about give me what brain fog feels like, and he goes, the first list on there, some women feel like they have a brain tumor, and I was like,
oh my god. And you're like, oh, that's me.
I'm like, okay, were you listening to my conversation with my mom, or is this like a legit answer?
That is another
because it's like you don't really know.
Yeah, the phones do pick up crap like that too. That's what sucks.
Well, yeah, because now, or you stop for like 3 seconds on one little bit of it. Oh, that's cute, and then all of a sudden, that's all you get.
Yeah,
super annoying.
One time, I don't know why. I just wanted to see if this tombstone was going to get clean.
Yeah.
There's tombstone cleaners out there. I ended up on a whole death roll. I was like, wow. I went from tombstone cleaners to all of a sudden, like, famous graves. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. And all of a sudden, it was
morbid.
Regular people. And all of a sudden, it was getting into houses of death. I'm like, wow. I need to get out of here. Let's look at interior design. Go back.
Well, for me, it depends on the day. Some days I'll be like, "Oh, this is a good topic. Let's go look at that." And then the next day I'll be like, "Oh, I can't go on this one," or I'm gonna be like down this rabbit hole and feel like terrible, or I'll start bawling and I'll be like, "Why is this happening to me?" And the funny thing is, I made that post, right? Mm-hmm. So my favorite teacher, my 5th grade teacher, I ran into him at the hen house on Thursday night because I went out with a friend of mine. And he turns around, he sees me, so I wave to him. He comes up to me, he goes, that post was so funny. He goes, the comments, and most of them were mine because I was telling people like, yeah, ladies, buckle up because it's gonna get bad, That's awesome. And he's just like, I was just looking through them all giggling. I'm like, I have to be funny at this point because I go, if I'm not bawling, at least I'm gonna be laughing at this point because it's like there is no in between.
That's why I like that one group that we're in on Facebook, our state and the Bad Moms Club. Until next time, guys, we'll see you again, and thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.